Good morning, everyone. Muhammad Arshad from Decoding Data Science. Today, we are continuing our Python project series, and today we will be introducing APIs, also known as Application Programming Interface. It is very important for us to learn about APIs as a data science profession because we need to call data from different platforms. It actually serves as an intermediary between different software application. Like if we have a delivery application and we need to get the information of the Google Maps, we are not going to get the mapping software solutions within our app, but we are going to call the API of Google to get the information about the maps. Similarly, if we are having a application or a program wherein we need the latest weather updates, we are not going to maintain the humongous weather information at a daily, at a weekly level. We are going to call the open weather API and get the derived information from there. And we all know that Python is actually used a lot to do these types of programming wherein we can get the API information. We need to learn how to interact with the APIs, and it opens up a world of possibilities to access and utilize data from various sources. There are no limits to the number of sources that are there. By leveraging APIs, developers and science professions can save a lot of time by using the existing functionality and services instead of building everything on their own. And also, you can use APIs, as I told you, for weather, for social media, for payment gateways, maps, and all the other things. So APIs are very, very important for us to understand. It is, you can say, it is a fundamental to many modern technologies, including web development, data analysis, machine learning, and a proficiency in working with APIs opens up an opportunity for creating innovative applications and integrations. Learning how to handle APIs in Python enables us to be a part of the growing ecosystem of interconnected applications and services. And today we are going to introduce APIs. We all know how important APIs are. And in this first project that we are going to do is we are going to write a simple Python script to get the data from Open Weather API. Like we are in Dubai, so we want to know what is the temperature of Dubai or any city that you want to do. We can make the program interactive, and we can get the weather information. So there are few steps that we need to understand. There are three major steps whether you want to get any API from any open source, and how you can transform that API to get information that you are required in your program. So the first step is to get the API keys. So for that, we will see how we will log into Open Weather API, create an account, and get your private API key, which is basically a connector between your program and the program of the weather, Open Weather. So this is the first step. Second step is when you are basically requesting the particular you are requesting the Open Weather to give you particular information according to your API key and according to your city or whatever information you are trying to get for from the Open Weather. So they are going to the transfer that is going to happen between the Open Weather and your program is going to be through a JSON format file. So you will get a response, and that will be a JSON file. A JSON is you can say a list of, is like a advanced dictionary wherein you will have a lot of parameters, and that we will have a look how we can decode that parameters. But that is the second step, is to understand the response in the JSON file that is there understand how the structure of the JSON file is and what actually are the information you want to take out from the JSON file. So this is the second one. The third one is to write your code uh, in a simple way, or in so that you can get the information of that weather for that particular city wise, which I'm going to talk how I'm going to make it dynamic. Like suppose I want to enter Dubai, I'm going to get a temperature of Dubai. If I want to enter the temperature of Bombay, I will get the information about Bombay and whatever the parameters we want to get. We don't only want to get the temperature, we can try to get the humidity, the wind speed, and a little bit more information. As we know the foundations, we can become more and more, we can add more and more features. So I hope the steps are clear. We will dive into the video. For the first step is how we are going to get our API keys. So I am also going to create my account in front of you, and we are going to see the whole process. So the company is openweathermap.org. So I will put this login in the comment as well. Here, if I open the website, open weather map, this is a website, right? Open weather map, this is the current website. So we can go to weather API. And first thing is we need to do the sign in. So this is the API. So 1000 API calls per day is free. But before accessing the API and getting your API key, you need to do a sign in. So they are going to, I don't have an account. I wanted to create an account in front of you guys. So I can give a username. So above 16 years old. I agree with the terms and conditions. I don't want any newsletters. So if we are doing some housekeeping, so I'll just write my name of my company. Okay. Any purpose you can select. So this is the API key that is there. But before API key, they are telling to get a confirmation email. So this is your account confirmation. So this is a step to creating an account, verifying your account. Once it's verified, then we are going to API keys, and then we can, this is by default there is a key. We will take this key, and I will request, I am going to deactivate this key after the video. So I am requesting you guys to make your own key. It is very simple, because these are the practice that you need to do for any program that is there. So now I have this key, and now I'm going to start my coding. I need to get, the first step is to get the information of your API key. So I'm going to start the coding process completely in the new notebook, so that it is a fresh start. So let me just start typing in. So I will be sharing the code with you guys, but the thing is, I always tell that when you type the code, you will remember well. So that is what I will suggest you guys to also do. response is equal to, so now I'm doing response is equal to, I want to get the response from where the URL. Now the URL, first time you will get little bit confused, but request.get, it is very simple. https://api dot open weather map dot org /data/2. This is the 2.5 version, and how you will get this information is, you can also see it here also. When in the documentation it is also mentioned, and also you can refer my code what I am writing to get to remember. You don't need to remember the exact things, but I am just you can say trying to make you understand about this particular how the JSON file is. So first parameter is you need to do the lat is equal to, now I need a latitude to check what is the thing, and we will just do here, go to Google and do Dubai longitude and latitude. So just remember the number, I will just 25.204. So lat is equal to 25.2048 and long is equal to 55.27. So 55.27, and after that is our the main thing that we have done to do the testing. We are doing this. What is our key? What is our key is very important. This is the key that we have generated here. And see, we are in Dubai, and in India we use degree centigrades. We are using the metric system, so we will just put the units as units is equal to metric. So I'll just repeat the code: API openweather.org/data/2.5 weather, and we are going to give the latitude and longitude and application ID. So after this, we are going to print the response.json. That's why I tell we need to type by ourselves. Invalid API key. So the key we need to API. Okay, still the key is not there. Let us let me create the test key. Test. I don't know why this key is not active, but let us try to take this key. We have generated the key test, because here it is coming invalid. So we just need to change the invalid API key. Maybe I just you can create in some more time. I just created this new account, so it is taking some time. Let me use another API key, or let me just refresh this. Okay, let me remove this and let me just put the. Okay, so now this account I just created, so it is taking me some time to. So I'm going to use the older API key that I have generated in my previous account. So I think I just generated my account. Just give it around half an hour for the API key to get activated. So I'm using a previous key that I generated from previous account, but this is the step of how to get it done. So when the API key comes here, then you need to copy the key and put it here. So now what we need to do is we have a response of the API. What we are going to do is we are going to control A, control C. We are going to put this, the second step is we need to understand the output of this particular key. What is this particular response that is there? So we are going to this website called jasoneditoronline.org. How I came here is just go back. Yeah, and Google JSON Reader. JSON Reader, the first page without advertisement will come here, and you just need to Control V your code that is here, and then you need to yeah. So it when you so I want to transform this. So when you go here, let me just try this again. Text tree. So you don't need to even keep this. You can make this big, and you put this text here and make it tree. So the text that is there, it becomes tree. You can also, table will not work because this is a JSON file, right? So when you put tree, so what all do you need here? So you need to understand that you need, first of all, you need the temperature. So the temperature is in this thing. Can I just try to put metrics here and see if it works directly? I think it should work, but and units is equal to metric. Yeah. So now I copy this. I go to JSON editor, uh, go back to text, Control V, tree. So now I'm getting the temperature that is there in metrics because I'm in Dubai. This latitude and longitude is as of for Dubai. So these are the coordinates. This is the inside the coordinate. These are these things. The information. We don't need coordinates. We don't need weather. We need we need in the main class. These are the things that we require actually. We require the first of all, we require the temperature, maybe max, min, humidity, and these are the few things that we can take. So mainly we need to play around with main. Main is giving us the temperature, that max temperature or the minimum temperature if you require. So our main class, you can see there are a lot of other things, but we don't need any. So it is Shindaga, is basically the city in place in Dubai. So these are the main you can say things in the JSON file, and we are going to play around with main, which has 6 properties inside that. So this is the thing we need to understand. The second step is about the type of JSON file that is there and what are the information we need to catch. So we need to go inside main, and inside main we need to see what is inside the temperature. Now going to our video, back to our code. Now we have understood this part, so we are going to start our coding. So here I told you I'm going to make it dynamic for every city. So first I'm going to do the same step is getting this import request, define get the weather. This is my function that I'm defining. City is my parameter. So now URL is equal to f string because I'm going to declare a character inside that, a variable inside the URL. These are all what we have learned in our first Python basics when we went to use string. So now I want to copy till lat is equal to weather. So now I'm going to make the I'm going to add the city parameter inside this, so we don't need to type in the parameter, the longitude and latitude, and our so I'll just repeat the code. F string is there. Inside F string we have the whole URL, q, where q is equal to city, and we are now going to put try and except for error handling. Let me just do the same step that we did on top. We need to get the response. So response we will get from requests dot get and the URL. Okay, and then we are going to have the weather data. This we are going to save the response in the weather data of the JSON, the one that we saw in the editor. Now we need to understand, as I showed you in the editor, that we need now we have got the API, the response, but now we want to go inside the main branch and get the information from this particular tree, from the JSON file, whatever, in simplistic manner I'm trying to get the information inside the main. So first, where is the temperature? The temperature is in the JSON file that is stored in response data. Inside response data, we are going in the main branch, and in the main branch, we are going inside the temp. Let me just first let me just do for one the same thing, and then we can add the other parts as well if this is working. Print what is the printf. So we want to insert the variable weather in. After the weather in, then I can put double quotes, then I can put city. Similarly, I can copy this temperature. This temperature that we have printed here, temperature, and this will be in degree centigrade. So see. So there is a complete website that has the degree symbol. So you can just go to this. Copy. So there's a complete website that is dedicated to your degrees. So I get here degree centigrade. That is the best way because there is no keyword for that. There are some special characters, but this is the easiest way that you can get it out. So I am just printing this for now and try, and whenever we have try, we need to also put the error part except, and we need to request dot exceptions dot request exceptions exception print error occurred. Okay, then after this try except, then we will do the usage of the word that we have a city name is equal to input. Enter the name of the city. The name of the city. The name of city, and this is your input. And then we are going to call the get weather city name. So we will just see what we are trying to do. We are trying to let me just confirm the code. Import request def get weather city URL q is equal to city, then try response is equal to request dot get URL. Weather data is response.json. Temperature is weather main temperature, weather in city, weather in temperature, except request dot exceptions dot request exception. Sometimes these are case sensitive, that's why I'm just confirming. If this is there, print error, sir. Every time there is an error in this, do not, so there is some indentation error, that's why it is happening. So let us see, because yes, this should be little bit inside the function, little bit inside. And what is the other error? Except should be outside. Expected. There is some try. Okay. URL. Get here also. Okay. I think this should be in the same line. Okay. It should be in the same line. Dubai. City name input. Okay, so now we need to decode it together. Weather data is equal to response. So the spelling was missed wrong. Response.json. So now we have the temperature of Dubai, that is current temperature. So now suppose we need to add something else, like we need to add the humidity. So what we are going to do, humidity is equal to the same thing, weather data main, and then we are going to have the humidity. Similarly, max temperature is equal to weather data humidity spelling, humidity and main, and then we need our max, temp max. So now how we will know whether this is max temp max here? Again we go back to the editor and see what is the variable here, temp max. So that is what we are putting in our Python code that is there. Now going back to Colab, and now we need to print this information. So now our code is running, only these we need to add these things. Then everything should go F. What we need to do is humidity, and curly bracket, humidity percentage. Then we have print. So it's very interesting to see how we have written the code and step by step how we are seeing everything. So max temperature, and what is there in the temperature? We have written on the top max temp. and this is also in degree centigrade, which we can copy from the, we don't need to go to website because it's on the top. Just we don't need to print the anything else. The code is working, and let us just check the spellings. Everything looks fine. So now we enter this code. We do Dubai. We will get the weather in Dubai, the temperature, the humidity, the max temperature. We can also add the minimum temperature and whatever we want to do. Suppose we want to do it this for any other country, like you can say Mumbai. I don't know this name. I will just but check it just to be. So Mumbai also is there. The temperature, the humidity, and the max temperature. So this is the third thing, how we have written the code. We can add any other parameter. Like if we want to add the minimum temperature, what we can do is we can just copy this, Control C, and similarly this. We need to just make sure the indentation is proper. Okay, in place of max, we'll put min. In place of here, we'll put min temperature. Is equal to temperature min. So temperature min, if I go where I need to go to the JSON editor file, and you can see temperature underscore min will give me the minimum temperature for the day. And let us go back to our code to see min temperature is defined, minimum temperature. So we have done here, and let us take again any city, the New York. So this is the temperature in New York. The maximum temperature is 14 and the minimum is 9.33. So we have done the 3 steps: getting the API key, understanding the JSON response of the API key, and third is writing a code to get all the outputs for a particular city in the order that we want. So this is a very wonderful way to understand the APIs from any website or any partner, and these 3 steps we need to do for any type of project. So this is a very you can say a basic project wherein you were introduced to API calls, and do post the your output in the comment below, and how is your experience to get this. So as a homework or as a takeaway assignment, you can try to get the wind temperature. So wind temperature is in a different what is the wind speed, what is the wind speed that is there. You can try to get that as a next step or as a add on, and that is it. And I hope you understood the thing that is there. The get weather function here, it is actually it is calling the city name. So you can that's why we have made it dynamic with an argument which fetches and displays the weather information for the provided city. And response.json in the above one, it actually gave us the JSON.response. It helps us to convert that into a JSON format, and resulting weather data is stored in the weather data variable. And when we went to the JSON editor file, we got to understand how the data is stored in the JSON file. And the main thing is also this particular step, which is giving you the The get weather function that you are making is defined with the parameter city, which represents the name of the city, and inside the function a URL is constructed using an API endpoint with open weather map. The URL includes the name, the API key, and the desired unit for the temperature. Because we are in Dubai and India, we mostly use metrics. And then what we do is the function that sends the get request to the constructed URL using request dot get URL. The response is stored in the response variable, and then what is happening that the response is then converted to the JSON file, and specific weather information such as temperature, humidity is extracted from the weather data dictionary as I showed you from the editor file. And finally, the weather information is displayed to the user using the print function and the format that is there. And we can play around with the city name as we have done as a homework or as a takeaway assignment. You can add wind speed, and you can also make a loop where enter the city, then again after it is entered, enter your next city, or if you want to end. So those are the additional things that we can do in the next videos, or you can take it as a takeaway assignment and we can discuss it in our next class. So thank you everyone for watching this video. A request from everyone to like and subscribe these videos so that it is reaches to much more people who want to learn about these important skills that are there. After the coming of open API calls, people need to learn how they can understand APIs, and this is the initial and the first experiment with APIs. Once you build your foundations, you can play around with ChatGPT APIs as well. Also, liking and subscribing this channel and these videos, we are going to keep these type of videos in your feeds so that you don't miss any of my videos about data science and AI topics like this. So have a great day and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a great day.